Alright, so this is the first video for applying percents, and your job is to write a fraction and or a decimal as a percent. So here's the first problem we're going to do. How do we turn this decimal into a percent? Well, this is 0 and 32 hundredths. Something to point out, the percent symbol actually means hundredths. So that makes our lives pretty easy. It also means out of 100. And so if this is 32 hundredths, one way I can write it is just as 32%, because this means 32 hundredths, because the percent symbol means hundredths or out of 100. Also, if you wanted to think about it as a fraction, 32 hundredths is 32 over 100, or 32 out of 100, which is also 32%. So all these things here that I'm circling right now mean the same thing because of what the percent symbol means. However, there's one surefire way to always convert correctly that will never ever fail. And in fact, it's the way most people use because it's so easy. It's a trick, okay? But I want you to understand why it works. It's because the percent symbol means hundredths. Okay, this is 32 hundredths. If you move the decimal point to the right in a decimal two places, you get the percent. So if I move it to the right twice here, it becomes 32 or 32%. It's that easy. So if I had this number right here, 0 and 425 thousandths, and I wanted to convert that to a percent, I would move the decimal point twice, and it would be 42.5%. That's how easy it is. Move the decimal point to the right twice to go to percent. Opposite is true if you want to go from percent to decimal. Move it to the left twice to go backwards. Okay, cool. Let's talk about this now. I want to convert a fraction to a percent. The first step is convert to decimal. Because once it's in decimal form, it's really, really easy to go to a percent. So remember, the numerator here, the top number, that goes under the roadway. So I'm going to set up some division here. I know 8 doesn't go into 3, so I'm going to put a 0 there, add my decimal points to my 0. Remember, the decimal point goes right above in the answer where it is in the problem. 8 goes into 33 times. 3 times 8 is 24. I have 6 left over, bring down to 0. 8 goes into 60, my mind's going blank here. 7 times. 7 times 8 is 56. 4 left over, bring down another 0. 8 goes into 45 times. Okay, cool. Multiply back, nothing left over, I'm done. So, 3 eighths equals 375 thousandths. If I want to convert that to a percent, I move the decimal point to the right twice, and I'm done. So this must also equal then 37.5%. So that's the final step. Move the decimal to the right twice. And that's it. You're done. Now it's a percent. Just don't forget to include the very all-important percent symbol. You wouldn't want to write something as a percent and not put the percent symbol. That would be bad. Okay, one more quick little deal here. We want to complete this table together, and I'm going to go through it quickly, but I'm hoping to give you some quick strategies. I'm going to do a lot of this in my head, and I'm going to do it quick. The reason I've chosen to do this is I want to give you guys a chance to see how I think about these things, because it might help you. So I want to go from 24 hundredths to a fraction. Well, that's 24 over 100. I'm not going to worry about simplifying right now. And as to a percent, I just know that must mean 24 out of 100, or 24%. This is 4 thousandths, so I know my 4 must go over 1,000. Okay, not quite as easy as this one up here, so I'm going to use my move to the right twice trick. So this must be 0.4%. Oh boy, now they're giving me a fraction. I should probably convert it to a decimal first and then to a percent, like we talked about on this problem here. However, I don't need to divide. I don't need to go 4 divided by 25, because guess what? I can get 5 to 100 real easy. I just multiply the numerator and denominator by 4, and this becomes 16 over 100. And so that's 16 hundredths. I can just write that as a decimal right away. Don't have to worry about doing any division there. And then that's really easy to write as a percent. That's 16%. Move the decimal point to the right twice. 5/8, I can't do that so easily, not so much. So I'm going to put the numerator under the roadway and I'm going to divide. Okay? 8 goes into 50. Oh man, my mind's hurting tonight. Let's see. 6 times 8 is 48. There's 2 left over. Bringing down a 0. 8 goes into 20 twice. 16. 4 left over. Bringing down another 0. 8 goes into 45 times. Multiply back. Nothing left over. Okay, so this is equivalent to 0 and 625 thousandths. Cool. Move the decimal point to the right twice, and I get 62.5%. Oh boy. Now at the end here, it's asking me to go from a percent to a fraction and then to a decimal. That seems hard, but it's actually super duper easy. Because remember, this means 42% or 42 out of 100. Remember, that's what the percent symbol means. So because of that, I'm going to be able to write it straight away. This must mean 42 out of 100, which also must mean 42 hundredths. I hope you see how easy this is. Yeah, so this can seem hard and daunting at first if it's your very first time. But once you realize that you're really just moving decimal points twice to the right, or you're just calling everything the same thing and just writing the same thing in a different way, it's actually pretty slick. Anyways, I hope this video was helpful for you. In your worksheet, you're just going to have to convert fractions and decimals to percents, and you're going to be able to nail that with no issues. Good luck.